In this episode of Quranic Echoes, we reflect on Surah Al-Kahf and the profound message it carries. What are we pursuing so recklessly? Have we lost sight of the reality that awaits us? It's time to pause, reflect, and realign before we find ourselves standing before the Almighty with nothing left hidden. Surah Kahf, the chapter of tests. The Prophet, peace be upon him, encouraged us to read this surah every week. Why? Because it reminds us of the greatest trials we will face: faith, wealth, knowledge, and power. These are not just stories, they are tests. The people of the cave, a test of faith. Young men lived in a time when standing for the truth meant risking everything. Their world was filled with corruption, and their beliefs were not welcomed. So they made a choice: stay silent or stand firm. They stood firm, and when the world turned against them, they turned to Allah. Seeking refuge in a cave, they fell into a deep sleep, one that lasted for years. The sun rose and set over them, shifting its light as if protecting them. When they awoke, they saw how time had unfolded in their favor. The same faith that once put them in danger was now embraced by their people. Faith is tested when the world turns against you. Will you stand firm? The owner of the 2 gardens, a test of wealth. A man was given 2 gardens, vast, beautiful, and full of riches. He thought nothing could take them away. His success made him arrogant. He looked at his poor companion and said, "I have more than you, and I don't think this will ever end." He forgot who had given him everything. Then, one day, it was all gone. His wealth, his gardens reduced to nothing. He stood in shock, his hands empty. He had placed his trust in what was temporary and lost sight of the one who gives and takes. Wealth is temporary, arrogance is dangerous, and true success is found only in gratitude to the one who gives and takes away. Musa and Khidr, a test of knowledge. Even a great prophet like Musa, despite all his wisdom, wanted to learn more. He sought knowledge beyond his understanding. He met a servant of Allah, Khidr, who was given divine knowledge, but the lessons he taught were not easy to accept. Khidr damaged a boat, took the life of a child, and repaired a wall without payment. Musa was confused. How could any of this be right? Not everything makes sense immediately. Not every loss is a punishment, and not every delay is without purpose. This story teaches us that Allah's plan is beyond our sight. Will you trust Him? 𝐐𝐮𝐫𝐚𝐧𝐢𝐜, a test of power. 𝐐𝐮𝐫𝐚 was a ruler with strength and authority. He traveled far, bringing justice wherever he went. One day, he met people who were afraid. A great danger threatened them, and they had no way to defend themselves. They asked for his help. And so he built them a wall, strong and unbreakable. He used his power not for himself, but to protect those in need. Power is a gift. But how will you use it? For tyranny or for justice? Even the mightiest rulers fade, even the strongest empires fall, but the actions of the just remain. These are not just stories, they are lessons. Lessons on how to navigate the key forces of a life that challenge our faith: youth, wealth, knowledge, and power. Each of us is facing one of these tests right now. Which one is yours? Because one day, everything we see will be gone, and the only thing that will remain is what we did for the sake of Allah.